Good morrow, everyone.
Hey everybody.
Don't let her fool you. She was heated before this moment.
Me? Heated? No.
Oh no.
No.
Never on this
Where would you
show.
get where would you get that impression?
I don't know. I don't
God.
know. I don't know. But welcome to college pick'ems. Wow, college football for the girls. Jumping ahead of myself. I am Jessica.
And I'm Amani. I hope y'all are having a great day.
Welcome to the
That's it.
chaos. What the fuck is going on?
I'm here to tell you what's going on, and that is I I would just like to make a shout out to my brain because I'm gonna tell y'all a cute little story, and it's gonna talk about week 13, right? So I was having a conversation with someone, and before I even go into it, I'm a preface by saying they are a Bama fan, so that's gonna let you know how well that conversation went, because y'all know how much I think they freaking stink. Anyway, I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was just basically telling them how, like, the top 12 teams in, like, AP poll, college ranking, whatever the fuck you want to use as your metric, does not impress me this year. You know why? Because they are not consistent and they will do some dumbass shit.
Mhm.
That proceeded to follow a conversation about how the SEC is the best conference in the league right now. And my thought process was, when you have 55 fucking teams in the conference, who's gonna be below that?
Oh.
Like, I mean, and then to my argument again, I was saying, and to that point, with 55 teams, and 55 is a stretch. I don't know how many teams are actually in the
There's
conference. I
not
didn't
there's not that many.
I didn't do research. I'm an exaggerator. I'm dramatic, okay? Anyway, when you have that many teams in the league, somebody's gotta fucking suck.
Mhm.
And the problem is, y'all are losing to the teams that fucking suck.
Mhm.
I shit y'all not. They were like, "Oh, well, who have you been impressed by?" And y'all can dog me out. I said this to them as well. You can dog me out ahead of time, but the only team in the SEC that really has impressed me a little bit is South Carolina. Even though their record doesn't reflect it, they have had one of the toughest schedules. I think they're ranked like 7 or 8 as far as, like, strength of schedule.
Mhm.
And every single game that they lost has not been a blowout, except for
Mhm.
maybe like one. And I don't even think that's true.
No, I think all three of them have been close games where they could
Pretty
have won
close
at the end.
games.
Yeah.
And they've been top ranked teams. And so I'm like, you are sitting here looking at the schedule because they've lost three. But really, in all grand scheme of things, they've been playing some competitive ass people. And something will happen. Either it's pork. I said this. I was like, what if South Carolina had it, not a rookie quarterback, some better coaching calls, and an O line that may help, they could really be dangerous. I got ridiculed.
No,
Again, Bama fan
you're right.
ridiculing me, talking about, no, there's no way you think that. Bama's definitely stronger than that. I shit y'all not again. 20 minutes later, I cut the game on and we watched that catastrophe. I didn't do it because they're very sensitive. So I didn't want to,
Mm.
throw salt on the wound. But I really wanted to be like, this is exactly what the fuck I was talking about 30 minutes before.
A Bama fan being sensitive? Who would I that's
You know?
unheard of.
And that was my whole point. I'm like, Bama was sitting at 6
Yep.
or wherever the fuck they were
Yep.
and lost to Arkansas, who has not played anybody and has been fucking losing. That
Ala-
is my point.
wait. Alabama lost not to Arkansas. They lost to
Oh,
Oklahoma.
sorry. Same shit, different day. I mean, they are the same to me in my
They are
brain.
at the bottom of the SEC, so that is fair. The funny
Right.
the funny thing to me is, okay, before we got rid of the East and West in the SEC, which I think is the dumbest shit they could have done, they were hounding us. Georgia, they were hounding us all the time because they're like, of course you're at the top of the SEC East. Look at the teams you're playing. You're playing Vandy, you're playing Mizzou, you're playing South Carolina. Guess who's fucking laughing now because Mizzou gave y'all a scare, Vandy whooped that ass, and South Carolina's sitting here whooping ass.
I literally said that. I was like, oh, and that was the other part, because they were comparing, because I don't think I've ever said this, because, we don't talk about I don't talk about my past, but one of my other favorite teams outside of Wake is Clemson.
We don't judge her for it. It's fine. It's
I
fine. It's
love them
fine.
so much. And I'm gonna tell y'all I'm gonna do a short story on why I love Clemson. One, I cheered in Death Valley, and that was the craziest game I've ever seen in my life, and we didn't even win. The fan base, the energy, the vibes, fucking Dabo, like I loved Clemson. Okay. Um, I've always loved Clemson. When I was in high school, I actually wanted to go there over Wake, so that's why I love Clemson. Anyway, I recognize that Clemson is not great to this year. Understood. But they're going to sit here and tell me that the loss to Vandy was better than Clemson's loss to Louisville? To me, that's like saying, do you want a golden apple or a Fiji apple?
Hold on. So before it was Vandy's shit. Now
Right.
all of a sudden it's
Right.
like, no. Vandy's good. It's like, pick
In my brain,
your argument. What the fuck?
in my brain, you asked me if I wanted pancakes or waffles. It's the same fucking batter. I was literally baffled when I saw that. I said, there's no way. There's no shot you're thinking these are not the same level. No shot. Is Clemson worse than Alabama? Yes, they're worse than Alabama this year. But you're not about to sit here and tell me in my face that Vandy and Louisville are not on the same playing field. And some might argue that Louisville might be better.
I would love to watch that game. I ain't going front. I would watch the hell out of a Vandy Louisville game because that might be. I think they're at the to me. I think they're at the same level, but people are underestimating Vandy because they're Vandy. Vandy's decent this year. They're actually not at the bottom of the SEC.
And that's the thing. I didn't say they weren't good, but I'm just sitting here in my brain like, how are you going to justify Bama losing to Vandy not being bad? It was bad. Period. And then, again, sorry, I went on this whole tangent.
Go for it.
30 minutes later, Bama only scored 3 points.
3.
And I understand, listen, I am a holistic person. I see all sides of the field, all sides of the game, and all the factors into play. There were some calls and some things that hold Bama for sure.
You got the fucking treatment that other competitors get when they play you, bitch.
But what the fuck does that have to do with you throwing a pass into the end zone? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to say it. I'm so sorry to say it. Georgia, and this is again, I'm not trying to compare Georgia and Bama, but I'm going to do it real quick.
Go for it. It's fine.
I've seen games where the exact same whole-ass refs play and call these things horribly against Georgia, and they're like, you know what? We're just going to fucking score. 3 points? You mean to tell me they hold you that bad? You couldn't at least get a touchdown?
You couldn't. So one play, there's one call in particular that they're talking about, and everybody's like, you do understand. It wasn't like you were down a touchdown. You didn't see the fucking end zone once all night long. I would understand if it was like, again, you're down a touchdown, and that would have been your game winner. I would get it. I'd be like, damn, they really, really hoed your ass.
It was not even anything to talk about because y'all were nowhere near Oklahoma's score. And that's the thing, too. Your defense, again, you might have had whole play calling, but your defense still allowed 24 points.
Correct. And your fucking quarterback, who you've been hyping up all of a sudden and loving all of a sudden, couldn't do shit.
Flopped.
Couldn't do fucking jack diddly squat.
And that is exactly why I had to bring up that argument, because I could not make it up fast enough. I had the conversation, they thought I was stupid, and then 30 minutes later, that was the score.
Insane.
And I'm not sitting here saying I'm always correct, because, let's talk about it. Stephen A. Smith ain't always correct.
No, he's loud, but I don't mean he's always right.
He's loud and wrong. It's okay if I'm not the most knowledgeable about football because I don't play the sport. I'm not about to sit here and say I know everything, but I know a little something.
Like, Bama is ass. I'm sorry, Bama is not at the tier.
I'm just not impressed. The fact that I sat here and said that the top 12 is not impressing me, I even went into the fact, I was like, we could potentially, well, not anymore, but we could potentially have a 5-way tie for someone playing in the SEC championship. To me, That's not impressive. Like,
No.
I
It's
mean, does that mean everybody's on the same playing field as far as talent and level wise? Yes. But when we have such a conundrum where we're looking at the fact that Georgia lost to Ole Miss and Ole Miss lost to so and so and Alabama lost to so, when we have to come up with a spider web of shit because all of y'all were shit, I'm not impressed by that. Period.
it's like I've said all week long, like or all week long, all season long. There is not a genuine team out there that is 100% the all-around team. I'm sorry, Oregon. I understand you're undefeated. You haven't played Jack Diddly Doodle.
I was
Ohio
gonna
State,
say,
you haven't played Jack Diddly Doodle, and you've lost. So no, get fucked. Texas, same with you. I'm sorry. No, you're not the all-around team either. So like the SEC is not it. And this is what kills me is because literally last year when they announced who their fucking new head coach was, I was like, y'all, you need to set your expectations lower because you ain't gonna make it that far. You got a brand new coach with a quarterback who's been with a different coach for 3 years, and now he gets this new man and there's already some just like shit going down and you get a whole new coaching staff and you really think that's going to be able to turn around and get you to the natty. On top of that, he wasn't a coach at an SEC school. He was that coach at Washington. And I'm fucking sorry. They don't play anybody in Washington. Who the fuck did they play until they got to the playoffs? Goddamn no one.
yep,
No one.
yep. And that's the thing. I've seen several people be like, well, we're better than the ACC. No shit. That's like
Everybody
saying
is.
Walmart's better than a mom and pop. That doesn't make Walmart fucking fantastic like Target.
No.
It's still shit.
It's a weird season, and I genuinely think it has to do with the fact that there's no East and West. So then now we're
Yes,
really
they
getting.
need conferences.
I think they do, but I'm not gonna front. I like seeing Bama face or like West teams face these East teams that they deemed were too easy, and getting their ass whooped and getting scared and being like, oh shit, maybe they're not that easy. Like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
we tried to tell y'all. We've had South Carolina, Mizzou, Vandy, and Florida ruin our seasons before. I've literally
Mhm.
witnessed, and Tennessee, I've witnessed all 5 of them ruin our season at some point in time. It's not a joke. And y'all sit here and you laugh at us, and now all of these top dogs in the what would be the West struggled or lost. So what you guys say now? Now you want to sit here and try to hype up Vandy. Now you want to try to sit here and hype up South Carolina. Now you want to sit here and hype up Oklahoma. Too late. Too fucking late for that shit. Now you
Yep.
just look stupid. Now
Yep.
you look dumb.
And we all sitting here looking goofy.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the season, I might add.
I didn't for the fucking God, I don't I don't understand. I know I wanted chaos. I understand that. How the fuck in one weekend the perfect scenario for Georgia to go to the SEC championship game, which unpopular opinion, I really don't want us to go, but we're going.
Girl. I would just like to. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, how the fuck did we end up with the perfect scenario of Ole Miss losing to Florida, Bama getting crushed by Oklahoma, and Auburn taking Texas A&M into fourth overtime and beating them for us to be able to make it?
I would just like to say that is the second conversation that I had last week that actually came true. If y'all listen, if not, go back and listen to it. Back last week, I was having this conversation with Jessica. I said, I don't know, Jessica. It might be in your interest to have these teams win. And Jessica was like, no.
No, because it was like.
Well, you weren't like no, but you were like, I don't think that's gonna matter. I don't think it's gonna make our chances any better. And I'm like, looking now, I'm like, it kind of might have.
Well, if it was just Bama losing, no. But having all three. I
was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait a minute, y'all. It might be in y'all's best interest for these teams to win.
All three.
I literally can't make it up. Those were the 2 conversations I had last week that actually like manifested. And I'm like, that's crazy.
All 3. So yeah, Ole Miss, Bama, and who's the fucking
Auburn.
other? No, Texas
A&M.
A&M. You on my shit list for real. Get fucked. I don't want to hear y'all complain about schedule no more. I don't want to hear your bum ass say shit. Y'all were playing technically unranked motherfuckers, and you lost.
Every single one.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Every single one.
What the fuck?
Every single one. And that was insane. I said, wow.
I watched
I need to shut up. That's what I literally said. I was like, I need to stop talking.
I watched the Texas A&M Auburn game. That almost went into fifth overtime, if not for that one receiver dropping the ball, which was heartbreaking because he had it. It was in his hands, dude.
Yeah.
He was wide open. That was heartbreaking.
And at that point, there's really nothing you can do.
No.
You've been in 4 overtimes. Like, there's nothing you can do. I can't even be mad at him. Like, I know everybody's probably mad at him this week, and he going to class with eyes looking at him. But like,
brother
there's
is
really
not
nothing
going
you
to class.
can do.
Brother's not going to class.
There's nothing you can do about that. And
No.
honestly, it's not his fault y'all got in a 4th overtime. Maybe if someone else in the mix did their part, then we'd be fine. Shouldn't be all on him.
Y'all shouldn't have gotten into the scenario of having to go into overtime in the first place, but here we are. So,
Facts. And that's facts. The other game that Kansas and Colorado.
Well, I guess dreams were meant to die because good God, the amount of dreams that died this weekend because
I mean, it was crazy. It's actually crazy.
I didn't watch that game. I don't know what happened that game.
I didn't watch the game. I don't think it was available, but I did catch up with the game cast. I was like, eesh. Because Kansas was kind of up for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, are y'all going to, like, do something?
Poking the stick, do something, please.
And the answer was no.
No.
And it was Kansas. And Kansas's record, I believe. Let me go look.
Can I just also add, I'm sorry. This Travis Hunter they keep like hyping up, or whoever the fuck it is that plays both sides of the ball, he's not even the top, he doesn't have the top stats in both of his positions, and they're wanting him for Heisman, and I'm like, the math is not
He's not getting
mathing,
Heisman.
and the resume is not resumeing. No.
He's not getting it.
No.
I would be shocked, honestly. Yeah, so Kansas, is 5-6. Mm-hmm. They're literally playing their last game to try to be bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that they beat, I'm sitting here. BYU's one of them.
I forgot about that.
BYU's
They did
one of them.
BYU. Oof. Which BYU lost again to Arizona State this weekend. So get wrecked, get fucked, get out. Get out.
Yeah. Again, further proving my point about this top 12 not being impressive. Anyway, it was a interesting.
This weekend was something to behold. I'll just say
Definitely.
that. I was literally sitting here flabbergasted most of Saturday, just being like, I know you're fucking lying. I could not take my eyes off the screen, mainly for the Florida Ole Miss game, because I was like, I can't believe this is happening, but it happened. Again,
another loss. That was insane.
That was it. It's the fact that the last 2 drives Ole Miss had to try to tie it up or to even win the game, motherfucker threw an interception twice.
Yep.
Twice. And it was nasty interceptions, y'all. Jesus fucking Christ.
I would also just like to point out this real quick fact.
Go for it.
I did watch part of the Wake Miami game, and I would just like to say that the score is not really reflective of the game.
No.
Because a good bit of it, they were only behind by a touchdown.
They were on their ass.
They were on their ass, and then someone went in the back room and was like, hey, I got 5,000 right now if y'all drop this game. And the 4th quarter was shit. And I just was like, huh. Somebody was like, can't lose our cover. We gotta. Yeah. It was like the episode, I can only, I mean not episode, but the only thing I can compare it to is Incredibles when,
Dash was trying to win the race.
Running, and you were like, no, second. That's literally how I felt the game went. Because I was like, there's no way in hell y'all let them score that much in the 4th quarter.
I know they didn't make that many adjustments. Ain't no way in hell.
Ain't no way. So I would just like to point that out because the score does not reflect that.
No.
But I promise y'all, Wake was really on their toes. And it surprised me because I thought we were going to get Someone sent me a screenshot that they were watching the game, and I said, "On God, cut that off," because I really thought in the first quarter we was gonna be the Alabama score. So
I literally texted her being like, yo, watch your weight game. And she goes, of course, of all the games, the one game that doesn't actually fucking matter, they're showing up. And I'm like, to be fair, it matters to Clemson. So if they fuck it up for them, it matters. But it doesn't matter to Wake.
it doesn't matter to us. That's exactly what I'm saying. All the games that because let's really talk about it, because we want to talk about people getting fired. Our coach needs to get fired.
Yeah.
We are 4-7 and 2-5 in the conference. And the 4 games we won did not fucking matter. I'll just go through them briefly. We won to North Carolina A&T, the very first game we ever played this season. We beat NC State, which that one kind of mattered, kind of didn't, because at that point, NC State was on the decline. So,
yeah.
And then it was UConn and Stanford again. At what point did these actually matter to us? Never. Never. But we got a score from North Carolina where we almost beat them, and it's like, oh, this game means a lot. Let's not win this one.
Yeah.
I quit.
Oh. Well, Georgia played UMass. We won. People were joking about the fact that they scored more points than any other rival. To be fair, I agree. 2, there was one pass. He deserved it because he aired that shit out, and it was like a 60-yard pass. And the fact he caught that shit was insane. That's fine. Go for it. We won. That's all that matters. And we scored 59 on them. I'm fine.
We won when other people lost.
Correct. So it's
I
fine.
would say that.
It's fine.
Let's see.
All right.
Indiana.
Get fucked. Get wrecked. Who could have guessed? Who could have guessed?
Wow, you actually played a decent team and is no longer undefeated.
What I'm interested to see now, where the fuck are you going to end up on the rankings? Because I feel like if they don't drop you correctly, it's going to be weird.
I really, really, really feel like I haven't looked at the college football playoff rankings, by the way. But I really, really feel like they're still going to end up in the playoffs, and it's going to be so shit.
Bring them here. Bring them to Stanford. We would love to host you guys and show y'all a real football game. It would be a good time. Let's get into Rivals Week and some matchups we got this weekend, because there's some good fucking matchups, let me tell you. Starting off.
Respectfully, yes.
Yes.
For my pick'ems,
no. South Carolina, Clemson. I'm here for it, please. I'm seated. I'm sat. I want to watch this game. It's at noon. I'm interested because South Carolina, you have a chance. They actually could have the chance to beat Clemson and just barely squeeze their way into the playoffs.
And when it does, I will text my friend that looked at me like I was crazy and be like, hello.
Hello.
Because I'm going to be so honest with you, and this is crazy because I love Clemson. I don't think they're going to win that game. I'm going to be so serious when I say South Carolina is not someone to be fucked with, and Clemson is playing like they're taking a Sunday stroll down the street.
I'm just going to say South Carolina's played harder opponents this year.
Correct.
A lot harder opponents, and then they're coming to Clemson. The only thing Clemson's got going for them is a home game. What they don't got going for them is a noon game. But, like, I think South Carolina could give them a run for their money.
I absolutely agree. I will be seated because that's going to be a good game. But also, I'm going to keep in mind that Clemson is going to get... I feel like this is going to be the one game that kind of reveals the curtain, like behind the curtain.
Yeah.
For Clemson. So it'll be interesting to see. I could be wrong, but my gut is saying no.
I know that Michigan's shit. But listen, this game is always a toss-up because shit can happen. And with how this season has been, it could happen. Michigan, Ohio State, oldest rivalry. Here we are.
I'm going to be so honest. If Ohio State loses that game, the shit will be in to figure out what's going to happen.
Get them out.
Michigan has been so ass this season. Oh, my God.
They're just barely bowl eligible. They're 6-5.
Just barely. If they would add to this intricate spider web of mid It would literally add to this intricate spiderweb of
It
men.
would be the wildest shit. I shit you not. We talked about Vandy a minute ago. Vandy is hosting Tennessee at noon. Now listen,
That
listen.
that might actually be a game. That might actually be a game. Let me see what they did. I'm looking to see what Vandy did last week. I'm curious. I mean, they're bowl eligible. They're 6-5.
Yeah.
Vandy might. Ooh.
Who did they beat? Who did they play last weekend?
They lost to LSU, but the score was 24-17.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, they coming in hot and
They
heated.
might have some fire under their ass. I'm not even gonna cap.
Okay, I'm here for it.
I would hate to beat them.
Yeesh.
And it's a home game. It's a home game for them.
It's at Vandy. Yup. Which is how they beat Bama. Which I shit you not, dude.
And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going back to their schedule. I swear they beat Bama after a.
Yes.
So they played Mizzou and lost by 3 and beat Bama afterwards.
Yes.
I would, if I was Tennessee's practice squad, whatever the case, whatever y'all want to call it, I would be practicing them every single day.
Dog.
I know they would be tired, but look,
it's also
they are coming for blood. I can see it now.
It's also like it's a theme that people overlook Vandy every time, which is what I think Bama genuinely did.
Mm-hmm.
If Tennessee overlooks them, you're fucked. Vandy will
They
ruin
might
your
have
season.
a goalpost in the river yet again.
Bitch, in the river. Fucking on the moon. Like, it would be fucking gone. Like, they would find a way in that smart-ass little establishment to get that fucking goalpost to the goddamn moon. And I would support it. I would donate to it. Get it there. Dead ass. Get it there.
The other one I was interested in,
Ooh. I have one if you don't.
I just lost it. Hold on.
I have one if you don't.
Hold on.
I'm holding.
Go ahead while you're waiting. While I'm waiting.
The Iron Bowl of Auburn and Bama. Listen.
Yeah.
Listen. Auburn's coming off hot. Bama's coming off sad as fuck. The only thing Bama's got going for him is a 3:30 game in Tuscaloosa, so that's kind of big. This game every year, it never matters what the records are. They put up a fucking bloodbath fight to the end.
Yeah, what time is that game at?
3:30. I will be sat and seated.
Mm-hmm. The one I found it. The one I was going to talk about that I will also be sat for. Texas versus Texas A&M.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The girl gonna be on the couch for that one, and I might pop some popcorn. Because there's so much at stake for this game. First of all, isn't this deciding who's gonna be the next opponent to play, or is this?
This is the one that's gonna decide who is going to the SEC championship.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
I think also. Texas, you've been playing it a little safe with these teams you've been playing. I don't think.
And it's a night game in Texas A&M.
Yeah, I'm a little nervy. Because I truly feel like Texas A&M is not gonna play, especially coming off of a loss.
Yeah.
A 4 overtime loss. Oh, I will be sad. I think Saturday I'm gonna have some nice Thanksgiving leftovers because I'm gonna have leftovers, and if I don't, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna put on my jammies and I'm gonna bundle up in my nice fleece blanket and sit and watch football all day.
That's literally my plan because our game is on Friday, which I do have to say, Georgia hosting Georgia Tech. 7:30 on Friday. Listen. This is the one time a year that I really hate them and that they're in my brain. Rec Tech, fuck them. Respectfully. Because my dad did go there, so I have to be respectful. I'm nervous for the game. I'm always nervous for these games, but I'm always nervous for rivalry week. I don't like rivalry week. I don't like that shit. Everybody shows up. what we got going for us is it's a 7:30 night game, and they're calling for a blackout. So,
It's gonna be fire. I
ugh.
really, really wished I was at that game because I know it's gonna be crazy.
If you want to pop up and just like hang out, we'll be chilling at the tent, doing nothing.
I don't tempt me with a good time.
That I mean, my dad's probably gonna do that because he's coming for the game. Um, but
Yeah.
I yeah, I don't. I'm scared. I'm always scared.
Yeah. I think another one, because I just remember, and maybe I'm lying. Actually, no, I'm lying. Let me shut up.
You're not lying. What's wrong?
I was
Or which
gonna
one?
say I was gonna say another game, but I don't think it's gonna be that interesting anymore,
It
so
could
I
be.
lied.
Which one?
I lost it, damn. I was going to talk about the Arizona State game, but I don't know how like good that one's gonna be.
Well,
I mean, Arizona State,
they just beat BYU, so they're coming off a
yes.
high, but it's in Arizona. So,
Yeah, but they just lost to TCU. So I'm just like,
oh.
I don't know. That's why I said never mind, because I'm just not sure how competitive this is about to be. Um,
Well, okay, I'll give you one. What about Arkansas and Mizzou?
Meh.
Okay.
I guess that'll be all right.
It's
It'll be fine.
it'll be something. It'll be something.
It'll be a game.
I don't
What time
really
is that game at?
It's not doesn't really seem like a rivalry game to me. It's at 3:30 on SEC Network.
I won't be watching.
Okay. Never mind.
Respectfully, I will be watching what's it called?
The Iron Bowl?
Correct.
Correct.
I will be watching that. I may flip to the Miami Syracuse game, but I don't think that's really gonna be well. No.
No.
Seeing as last week you let Wake score,
A lot. Maybe.
there's also Notre Dame USC. I might flick that on during a commercial, maybe.
USC, please, for the love of fuck. Also, can I say Oklahoma LSU could be an interesting game. It's a night game in Death Valley. There's
I've lost
nothing.
hope in LSU. Every time I root for them, they lose. So y'all do what you want.
I agree. There's not really anything at stake here because they're both bowl eligible. But I think that might make the game more fun is there's no stakes. You're just fucking playing to win this fucking game.
Yeah.
Good luck. Interesting. Yeah, yeah, there's not really those are kind of the big ones.
Yep. I don't even know who Wake is playing. I don't even know if I care.
Duke. You're playing Duke. You're hosting Duke, actually.
My God.
You're hosting them.
Ew.
At
I'm not
noon
watching that.
on Saturday on ACC Network.
I'm not watching that.
That's fair because the South Carolina Clemson game's at noon, so I'll be watching that one.
Correct. And I'm going to be so honest when I say I hate Duke, or Puke is what I call them. I hate Puke a ton, but Wake is so ass. Right now I should call him Flake.
Oh.
This is the game of Flake versus Puke.
Wake, she came for your ass. To be fair, you kind of deserve it because you ain't even
Hello?
bowl eligible.
Hello? Listen, I have thoughts on what this team should do to recover. And no, if I hear that they're blaming it on the fucking NIL deals, I'm going to stab someone. Because listen, before the NIL deals, we didn't have anyone, period. We was working with 6 or 4 or 2-star, whatever the level of measurement you want to call it. We were working with nobodies. And we made somebody's. One of them, to be exact, Jesse Bates, is doing quite phenomenal in the NFL right now. Was a nobody. I don't want to hear the excuse that the NIL caused them difficulties for recruiting. No. The problem is our conservative, old, tired-ass coach book and the fact that there's no grit in this team.
Okay, here's my thing with NILs because I had this discussion with somebody the other day. people misinterpret what NIL deals are. It's not the university paying these athletes. It is alumni and sponsors who are fans of the university who partner with these players to make contractual agreements to, hey, you star in this commercial, we'll pay you this lump sum or this amount of money for doing this bit of sponsorship. And that's how they're getting the money. It's not like Wake Forest, the college, is paying these kids unless they're selling their jerseys. And yes, absolutely, that's their likeness. But it's not the college deciding how much money they're getting.
And I'm sorry to be this person, but the amount of money I saw flowing through that bitch from alumni, even when we were asked, again, if they come out and they're like, we couldn't recruit anybody, I'm going to make a phone call as a fellow alum and say, this is bullshit. Have I donated money to the school? Absolutely not. I barely have $50 to my name. But I feel like that is bullcrap. So
you can pull a couple of alum to actually like do it. Okay, to be fair, South Carolina is known for having a very, I don't want to say a very weak alumni association, if you catch my drift. There's only one really big donor, and it's like a really big family, and that's it. And look what they're doing.
correct.
I'll just put it out there. So, like, that whole misinterpretation of just like, oh, yeah, well, these small colleges can't pay, these players. It's not the colleges that are playing. It is the alumni. And if you can make a good, strong alumni group, you're there. And I will say this as someone whose alumni group pushed Mark Rick out of his job so then they could make the indoor practice facility.
And I've worked in the Deacon Club office. I know how that money be moving.
So
anyway,
I
hope they come to the light and make some adjustments for next year. Because I'm going to be so honest too, I don't even think their schedule was that fucking hard. Like, I'm looking at the teams they played, and yeah, their schedule wasn't even that hard for them to be 4-7. I'm not impressed. Okay, I'm off my soapbox because I'm off the soapbox. I'm ready to go to the next thing.
Let's go dive into these playoff rankings. I'm nervous to see how they hold us again, but let's go jump into that real quick.
Yep.
Shello, we're back.
In the arms of the angel. Unfortunately, Army did not survive the list and has been dropped.
They got their ass whooped by Notre Dame. So deserved.
From here. Everybody pour one out for Army. In the arms of the angel. Oh, y'all heard them vocals. Anyway.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You see Wicked one time. No, you
Celine Dion.
You see Wicked one time and you think you're somebody.
Here.
I gotta go.
Okay. Sorry. I'm being serious now.
I'm just kidding.
Serious. Okay, this list, I'm just gonna let y'all know. I peeked at the top 5 and I have questions already.
Yep.
So
I already have a question to top it off. So if you would like to lead on, I have a question.
Go ahead. What's your question?
No, read off.
What's your question, Jessica?
Read off number 25 first.
Damn. Okay, so 25 is Colorado.
Get them out. They should have also been down there with Army. I ain't gonna front. I ain't gonna lie. They should have been out with Army.
Dropped 9?
More.
Why not make it 10?
Correct. Get them out. Sorry.
That's kind of crazy. I guess that doesn't really matter. Kansas
Start.
came out of the wazoo.
Wildcat.
Okay. They play Iowa in the arms.
Not you predicting their loss. I don't know. They could whoop Iowa State's ass.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I am not confident.
Hey, guess what? You know what teams I don't care about are the ones below 20. So.
Damn, because okay.
You can keep going. But
Illinois went up to, congratulations. Congrats. I guess you can stay.
Good job.
Las Vegas
went
up to.
What is this? Do they have nobody out in the Mountain West? What the fuck is UNLV?
First of all, the Mountain West Conference is so crazy to see on this.
What are we
Never in my
doing?
life. That's insane. They play Nevada. Oh, that's a rivalry game, I guess. That'll be cool. I'm not watching it.
No, I ain't either. You probably can. It's probably on Peacock. Peacock
It's
Plus.
on Tubi. It's on
Tubi.
Tubi for sure.
Yes.
It's on Tubi. Mizzou.
Hello, Mizzou. Welcome back.
Y'all play. Damn, my brain keeps mixing up Arkansas and Oklahoma. Why is that happening?
I don't know. They're two completely different teams. But, pop off.
I mean, they're both so irrelevant in my brain. I guess that's why. But are they the same colors or something? Like, why am I mixing them up?
They are the same colors, but one's a pig suey.
Don't care.
And Oklahoma's the one that are the Sooners, and they drive the wagon really fast. And
also don't care. Okay, yeah, that's what my brain has done. My brain has taken that information and said, don't care, they're the same in my brain, and filed it into the same filing cabinet. Cool.
Don't be disrespecting Sam Pittman like that. I love that man. Continue.
Well, good luck, because you play him. One of them. Yeah. The fact that you're at the bottom of this list is kind of sad, but, it is what it is.
I mean, to be fair, they're 8-3, so it's not like they're horrible. But
I mean,
I agree.
Again, the records aren't saying much to me.
No, you're fair.
Texas A&M dropped 5. I mean, honestly,
I think it should have been more.
Honestly, this is fair. I'm gonna be honest. Actually, I think this was an appropriate amount.
I would have said one more.
I think this is an appropriate amount, and you're gonna look at me kind of side eye, but the fact that they did not lose as bad as BYU lost to Arizona State. Granted, they're ranked, so I understand, but I'm kind of leaning towards moving Texas A&M above BYU.
No, I'm agree with that, but I still think they should have shifted down one more.
I mean, they're at the bottom. Where else can they go? More bottom?
Yep. Start digging.
But you
into
think
the ground.
We can justify? Okay, so here's the thing, though. You think we can justify Las Vegas and Illinois being above them?
Oh, no, that's not what I mean. Push Colorado out.
So you just want all of them to shift down.
So you take Colorado out and shift them all down one.
And then who else comes into the list?
Nobody comes into the list. You just move everybody down.
But you have to have 25.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Well, we'll just keep going. BYU.
Or you want to know what? You want to throw shits and giggles in there? Throw Vandy up there. Put them at 25.
You know what? I would not be upset about that one.
There you go. There it is.
I feel, and this is just a little inkling, but if they beat Tennessee this weekend,
they're up there.
They just might see this bottom 20.
Do
I'm not gonna hold you.
Do it. Anyways. No, I agree. All jokes aside, I do agree this is an appropriate amount of drop.
Yeah, I can't really see anywhere else they would go. So
if they were higher, I think they would have been like a huge fall from grace. But because they were already low.
What am I looking at? I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. What the fuck am I looking at?
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's get up there so we can talk about it. Let's get up there
so we can talk. No, please finish your thought.
No, that was my thought. I think it's an appropriate amount of drop. I think if they were up higher, ranked higher, they would have really fallen out. More. But because they were already kind of low ranked, the 5 is a solid drop. And same for BYU. 5 makes sense in my brain. Honestly, I think BYU should have been dropped a little bit more since they already had another loss, but it's okay.
Right.
It's whatever.
Right.
Good luck against Houston.
I think it's really coming down to just they have a better record than Texas A&M, so fine, whatever. I don't really care. Y'all are both in the bottom 20, so I don't really give a shit.
No, we don't care.
Now let's approach this other what the fuck here. Iowa State lost,
fine.
And they moved up.
No, they won. Iowa State won against Utah.
I'm sorry. I didn't finish my thought. They lost their undefeated record.
Yeah.
And dropped. But they beat Utah not by much and went up 4? Yeah. Or sorry, in One Piece nature. Nani?
This is
not making any sense.
No. No, especially having them one above BYU. That makes no sense to me.
Right.
Why?
I didn't even see that. Because
What's the reason?
this is stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly think this is the result of they have nowhere else to put them. Like, everybody did so shitty last week. There's nowhere else to put them. Because let's talk about Tulane.
Why is Tulane here? Let me be flat out. Okay, hold on.
One,
here's my thing. Go ahead. Get it out.
Why is Tulane here? 2, why did they not move?
No, they moved 3. They moved 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On a bye week.
They moved 3 on a bye week.
Mm-hmm. Can we go back to considering strengths of schedules? Because, my good fucking God, I do not understand. I understand you're trying to show love to a point. How the fuck you gonna let Tulane wiggle themselves up to 17 when they have not played anyone and their next game is fucking Memphis? Be so serious here. I'm saying the same thing for Iowa State. I'm saying the same thing for BYU. Like, what are in God, Las Vegas? What the fuck are we doing? What is this?
I'm actually concerned.
I do.
And I think this is going back to my point of there's nobody impressive, because how the fuck did we have someone from the American Conference and the Mountain West Conference get here? And higher than some, let me just scroll, higher than some SEC and Big 10 and 12 teams?
SEC teams who have played ranked teams this season multiple fucking times. And somehow, someway, you're putting Tulane up there who hasn't, if they did play a ranked team, they got the ass whooped. What are we doing? Truthfully.
No, because what are we doing? This college football playoffs is about to look real crazy. It's about to look real crazy. All right, I'm just gonna move on. Arizona State.
Same thoughts.
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure. They went up 5 and BYU went down 5. I guess that's comparable. I guess. And again, I think this is just the result of where else were they supposed to fucking go. Okay, moving on next. Someone that I really am rooting for this weekend.
Now, I agree with
Carolina.
this. I agree with this.
I think this is fair. I could argue, I guess because they played Wofford, they didn't really play anybody impressive. But I could argue bumping them above Ole Miss. But, I won't complain too much because, it's fine. I am really rooting for them to beat Clemson this weekend because I genuinely think if they beat Clemson, they are going to swap Clemson and South Carolina, and South Carolina will be the 12th person in the playoffs this year.
I would love that. I would
absolutely love that.
Yes.
I would absolutely love that.
I do want to say, for if there are any South Carolina fans that listen or hear this out, y'all need to keep Shane Beamer. He has literally proven that when you give him a full team and you give him the staff and you give him what he's needing, he can make it work. It's what I talked about at the top of this year of like, you don't have to have the top recruits. If you have a good coaching staff, you can make any recruit look good. I.e., on our side, we had Lad McCockney, who was a fucking 3-star recruit that we got out of high school who nobody wanted. And he's a fucking rookie of the year contender right now for NFL. Same for South Carolina. I have to say, this is a full team that Shane Beamer has brought in. He has coached. And look where the fuck they're at. Top 15? Potentially could get into the top 12? Hell yeah. I love it. Keep
And again,
him.
Back to my point. They have impressed me this season.
Yes.
And I genuinely think that they could do this. And honestly, depending on who they play and how they line up in the brackets, I could also see them going pretty not pretty far. I won't say they're not gonna go to the end, but they definitely could go past the first round.
They could go
For sure.
past I could see them going past the first round. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
shocked. But good on you,
Yeah.
South Carolina. I do love seeing you up
Keep-
here. I also need the same love for Vandy. I do. I hate that we
Yeah.
don't have it, but I'm glad that at least South Carolina is getting that love and appreciation.
Well, just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, keep that grind going, dude, because you deserve it and you need to.
All
Anyways.
right. The next one. Nah.
Uh,
Again, I will repeat, I feel like they should have dropped one more below South Carolina, but it's fine. You lost.
Ole Miss could have stayed where they're at. That's fine. Bama should have dropped, I think, one or two more because at least Ole Miss scored and they drove down the
Fair
field at the
enough.
end
I
twice.
I agree. I think it should have been 13 South Carolina, 14 Ole Miss, 15 Bama.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't, if you could have scored a touchdown, we could talk.
I think the only thing that's not helping is just the fact that I think in their brains they're valuing Oklahoma as a better team than Florida, and I think South Carolina beating Wofford is not enough to prove to them that South Carolina is doing what they need to do. I'm not saying that's correct. I'm just thinking in the depths and the brains of the people making this list.
No, you're fair. I know Florida has bounced back at the end of their season, which is good for them. Great for them. Sorry for banging up your quarterback. Sorry, not sorry. But to say Oklahoma is a better team than Florida right now that's a choice because okay, I'll just whatever. That's fine, but also no. But that being said, I think it should have been South Carolina, Ole Miss, Bama. For sure.
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree.
Bama getting that love. See, you didn't get totally gypped.
And also,
they're trying to give them a way for Bama to somehow make it into the top 12.
I was just about to say that. I was like, if they win this game against Auburn, I don't really know anymore if South Carolina's win is going to be that.
No, it would because so Auburn's unranked. South Carolina's playing a ranked team, and I would value that more than Bama beating a shitty ass Auburn.
But who is gonna go? Oh, Boise State probably.
Yep.
But I don't even know if they can justify unless Boise State loses.
If Clemson loses and South Carolina beats them, I think it's what you said. They switch them and they throw them up there. Bama's win against Auburn, it would have to literally be a shutout, I think, for them to be like, okay, yeah, you're actually a decent team. But even with that, I would still put South Carolina in if they beat Clemson because they beat a ranked Clemson, which you have above Bama, and you have Bama facing a shitty-ass Auburn who got, like, hella lucky this past weekend and sacrificed.
Hold on a second.
What are you looking for?
Go ahead and keep talking. I didn't mean to say hold on a second to you. You keep going.
No.
I'm looking up something.
Auburn sacrificed another student coach in the locker room to get that win against Texas A&M.
I'm screaming.
But I don't see how they could, honest to God, with a straight face, be able to justify getting Bama into the top 12 and leaving South Carolina out if South Carolina beat Clemson. That doesn't make any sense to me.
So this is why I was looking stuff up, because I just recognized how fucked this entire thing is. They are going to have to make a decision. If Bama wins and South Carolina wins, they're going to have to make a decision between them. Let me tell you how this is so fucked. So if they do the head-to-head, Bama beat them by 2. So they'd be like, oh, Bama's in. However, South Carolina beat Oklahoma in a shutout.
Yep.
The same Oklahoma that they just got shut out by. But they beat Ole Miss. South Carolina lost to Ole Miss. And I believe, if I'm looking at this correctly, let me just check before I start talking.
I don't think Bama played them this year.
They didn't. Okay, cool. Well, all I'm saying is there's a lot of pieces moving around. particularly with this one, because
I just don't see the value of a win against Auburn being weighed more against a win against a top 12 team. I don't.
I'm with you.
If they fuck that up, I mean, they already don't have respect from a lot of people at this rate because these rankings are very shitty. But if you fuck that up, like, I don't know what to say. Like, I know they don't want that many SEC teams in the top 12. I get not wanting to do that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but
It's just going to be difficult. I think if
yeah, I get it's going to be difficult, but like out of all of the scenarios that make the most sense, I'm weighing you beating a ranked top 12 team over you beating a team that is barely bowl eligible. When you
correct.
just struggled your ass off against another unranked team that the
I
one
think
below you just beat.
I think it's also going to come down to the scores of the game, because I'm curious to see the scores and if Bama is having to fight and it's like tooth and nail with Auburn versus South Carolina might have an easier win. I don't know. I think there's just a lot at stake, and I feel like they're also very Bama faves. So I don't know. It's going to be tough.
All I'm going to say is if they want to do it correctly, it's if South Carolina wins, even if Bama wins or loses, South Carolina should go up. Period. And they should be above Bama. I don't care.
I think where the mistake is Boise State, because I don't understand why they're there. They barely beat Wyoming.
Yes. Let's continue up this list because.
And I also think, sorry, I'm just thinking out loud. If Boise State loses to Oregon, then we're not even going to have this conversation because Bama and South Carolina are going to be in.
Yeah, they're going to somehow figure out a way to wiggle both of them in there. Yep, absolutely. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Which is shit, but whatever.
Sorry, jumped ahead. Clemson. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. They jumped up 5 spots beating Citadel. Are you shitting?
Right. I was just going to say, as somebody, again, I'm a fan of them, but I can understand realistic expectations. I don't even want to see them in the college football playoffs because it's not even going to be worth it. Like, I feel like someone like a South Carolina who has some grit and is going to fight is more of a watch than having Clemson in there, because they're not really impressing me. You got 51 points on the Citadel, a thing last week I thought was a place that wasn't a school. I'm just not really impressed. Yeah. Now, if they beat South Carolina, different story. Maybe you do deserve to be there, but I don't see it. Respectfully, I don't see it.
Disrespectfully, I don't see it at all.
Same with Boise State. You gotta go.
Why are they here? It's that same shit.
Because they're 10-1. Because they're 10-1.
I don't fucking care. We need to consider strength of fucking schedules. My God, it is not a hard thing to do. Fucking Indiana has the 119th, or somewhere around there, schedule in the conference. It's easy as shit. And they got them in the top 10. The fuck is this? Sorry. Continue.
I personally feel like Indiana should have dropped lower.
Agreed.
Because I know they played number 2. But to only get 15 points. This also could be a situation which would be so wild, but they play Purdue, and I just don't know if they have a chance for real.
You're a top 5 team, you're number 5 playing number 2, and you scored 15, that's it. I would have got you out the top 12, period, because you're not worth my time, you ain't worth the wait, get out.
Correct.
Only dropping you 5 is hysterical to me, because that's, okay, bold, whatever. Playing Purdue, you're coming off the loss, you're licking your wounds. They could fuck it up here too. And then, can we please strength the goddamn schedule? Because looking at number 9, I don't understand how we got here.
Is this because they just got into the ACC?
For those that are listening, SMU is at number 9.
Is this because they just got into the? Is this because they got into the ACC and we don't have anybody that's we're playing right now?
You have Miami.
Be so fucking for real, girl. Sorry, I am so sorry, viewers. The
No.
two viewers that we have from time to time.
No, keep please.
Be so fucking serious, Jessica. Miami, the same Miami, I might add, that was getting neck to neck with Wake
I'm
Forest.
not saying they deserve to be up there. I'm just saying they already got, technically, if they can keep Clemson up there, 2 ACC teams. They don't need SMU. SMU hasn't played anybody. You beat Virginia 33-7. Great. Swell.
Well,
good.
Well,
What?
Hold on.
What?
Go ahead and say the rest of your thoughts. I just gotta look something up real quick.
I don't think they played Clemson. If they did, that's their one loss.
I was looking to see, because I thought, yes, Clemson beat Virginia 48-31. Whereas here, they beat Virginia 33-7. And I'm not trying to say that's impactful, but I'm just saying things. I also was going to add, so fucked, bro. I'm just thinking about how shitty all of this is. SMU did beat Louisville.
Okay.
I don't know if that's
So did Clemson.
much.
So did Clemson.
Yeah, I don't know if that's much. They almost beat BYU.
Okay.
I think the reason they have them higher than Clemson is simply because they shut out Virginia and Clemson didn't. That's the only thing my brain can come up with.
Okay. It still don't make sense to me. I don't understand why they're here. I love horses.
I mean, to have them in the top 9 to be playing in the college football playoffs is actually insane. But, logic.
Can we? I'm gonna keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. Fucking strength of schedule, guys. God, fuck. I don't care if somebody is 10-1 if they haven't played anybody. It doesn't matter. God. I'd rather an 8-3 team that's actually faced a shit ton of top opponents be up
South
there.
Carolina.
Yes, versus a fucking team who's played no one. Fuck. Keep going up this list. I'm annoyed.
Tennessee.
3 spots for beating UTEP. Great. Okay.
I'm curious, and now the more I'm thinking about it, I really feel like if Vandy beats Tennessee, I don't think it's going to do much.
No, I think it will. I actually do think it'll not. I don't think it'll knock them out of the top 12, but I think it will knock them down significantly where they're not hosting a playoff game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if they dropped to still be in the playoffs, that's only like 3 spots.
No, because let's also think of these scenarios. Let's say Clemson loses. Let's say, God forbid, Indiana loses or SMU loses. One of those two lose. Okay. And then you have Tennessee lose to Vandy. That's a lot of shifting. I could see them making that shift to have them right at the cusp to make room for South Carolina and Bama and potentially Ole Miss. Because
okay, I can see that.
I could see it if those things aligned. And after this weekend, a lot of things can align if you really want it.
I mean, we manifested a lot of shit.
Bitch, I'm just saying. But I could see with that loss to Vandy, especially if it's not a close loss, it's an actual, pretty significant, 2-score loss, they could drop Tennessee out because them hanging around this much already is out of kindness, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
Well, good luck.
Good luck.
Georgia.
Thank you for moving us up significantly, fuckers.
Personally, I feel like they should be above Miami.
I agree.
And I know the only reason is because Miami's 10-1, but I personally feel like Georgia should be 6.
I agree. I also want to add that I'm not fully biased. If Georgia loses to Georgia Tech, they need to fall significantly too. Like that is also on the table. I
Hmm.
completely agree with that.
Especially, and I'm not trying to be this person, but Georgia Tech had a rough schedule. Well, I won't say rough
No,
schedule,
not really.
but I meant rough losses.
Eh,
Like they lost to people that they shouldn't have, like Georgia State. And wait, did they lose to Georgia State? I can't remember.
I don't know. I didn't pay
All
attention
I
to the
know is that they
schedule.
had some really weird losses, and I don't think it would justify losing to them. Let me look because I
No,
keep
some of
saying
them were
stuff.
some of them were blowouts. Some of them were blowouts. Some of
Yeah,
them were not close.
I don't want to lie on people's names because I will make up something in a hot second. Um, okay, so they did beat Georgia State,
Yeah.
but then they lost to Syracuse
Uh-huh.
and they lost to Notre Dame. Well, oh, Virginia Tech. They lost bad to Virginia Tech.
And remember, they had the close game against FSU at the top of the season. And FSU is like 1-9.
Yeah, I think y'all would, if y'all lost, y'all would drop, but I think y'all would be like 12 or,
We
well, everybody can't be 12. So,
we would see. Again, I'm not biased. I would totally understand if we fell after that. It is what it
yeah,
is. But I'm nervous every week. I'm nervous for this game as
yeah,
is. But I'm glad they finally moved us up where I thought we should have been last week. We finally moved up to the spot that I feel like we should have been. And I agree with you.
yeah,
After this past week, we should have moved up to 6, but here we are at 7.
yeah.
Whatever.
Speaking of Miami, I'm gonna be so honest with you. If people were basing this off of the entirety of the game, you wouldn't be at 6. But,
Yeah,
you
agree.
got Syracuse, which, okay.
Okay.
Notre Dame, a team that has to figure out people to play every year, is at 5.
Again, strength of schedule. What the fuck are they doing here? The fuck are they doing here? The fuck are they doing here? Get them out. I I do not understand. I I don't understand this favoritism
This
that's
is this is some ass.
I don't understand this love for them that they have. Honest to God, to me, it doesn't make any sense. Like
At least,
I don't.
at least your coach is fine. I wouldn't mind staring at that during the playoffs, so whatever. A win's a win.
Mm, debatable. Debatable.
Um, I am gonna be curious about this USC game because I don't think it's gonna be an easy one.
No, I hope they lose.
Okay. Penn State did not move.
Why are they up here as well? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be on my high horse with this shit. You almost lost to Minnesota. And they
Minnesota.
kept you here? The fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, at least you could have bumped up Notre Dame one, even though you
No.
said kind of. I feel like, but they at least beat a ranked team
Ugh,
by a
true.
lot.
Yes.
They beat a ranked team. I mean, they beat a non-ranked team by 1. I feel like they could at least swap them if we're gonna go with logic.
Strength of schedule. I cannot emphasize it enough. The only real tough game Penn State has had so far this year is Ohio State, and they're ending the season with an unranked Maryland. And you have them at number 4. The fuck are we doing? God, keep going. I can't. I can't. Just go. Just go.
Texas,
Okay. Good luck.
Ohio State,
Good luck against Texas A&M, man.
Ohio State, and Oregon. The silence is deafening.
The 4 is not going to shift unless some miracle happens and Texas loses. That's going to be our top 4.
All right, well, let's play this fun game of who would play who.
Hang on,
Based.
I have a bracket. I have an image, and I can send it to you. Give me. I can't send it to you. Shoot.
Oh, I have the one from last time.
Oh no, you have the week 14 bubble watch, because this is like if This is like after next week what it would look like. And the matchups are something. Hang on. Let me try to get it to you. Uh
I hold on, I think I have it.
if not, I'm gonna send you a link.
It's 4-2, 2-1. Wait, no, sorry. No, I lied.
I got you. I'm sending it to you. I'm dropping it in. I'm dropping it in general right now. This is the one I'm looking at. So this is the proposed bracket by end of season. It's not so much like what it looks like now. It's like, okay, if everything plays out after this weekend, what is it going to look like? So we can either go based off of this bracket or we can just go off of what the standings are at the moment.
Let's just do both.
Okay.
So, based on this image, 12-5, they have Arizona State.
Yep, Arizona State at Ohio State. They're expecting all of those teams to lose.
But why would they? They're expecting Ohio State to lose to Michigan?
I guess.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that's not adding up. But okay.
That's what they have. I don't know, man.
I mean, I would be shocked, but okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would see that game. But if we went based on this ranking.
It's because Oregon would win their conference. So Oregon's in Ohio State's conference. So Oregon would make it. And so then Ohio State would be there. Yeah, that's why. Brain clicked. There it is.
Got it.
Yep.
I guess. But we could also say Notre Dame versus Clemson. That is a little more interesting to me than Arizona State, Ohio State.
Didn't they already play each other this year? Or am I tripping?
Let's find out.
Actually, if Clemson was to lose and it's South Carolina, it'd be South Carolina Notre Dame. I would not be against that.
Which is an even more interesting lineup.
And I would want that because I would love for South Carolina to whoop Notre Dame's ass. Flat out.
Yeah. That would actually be kind of interesting. Much better than this Arizona State, Ohio State bullshit I'm looking at. Clemson and Notre Dame did not play each other this year.
Oh, okay. So
they have in the past, but
yeah. I would be Notre Dame, Clemson, Notre Dame, South Carolina, seated.
Notre Dame, Alabama?
No.
Okay.
I think actually Bama would run over them quickly.
Oh, okay. All right. Moving on. 9 and 8 would play, and it would be Tennessee and Georgia.
We would host Tennessee once again this season.
That would be interesting. I would actually watch that. The winner they would have expecting to play Oregon, which would also be interesting. Hypothetically, if we went based off this list, it would be Tennessee SMU, which would be mid.
You're paying Tennessee to play SMU. Okay.
Yeah.
Or you're playing SMU to play Tennessee. Sorry, let me rephrase.
I'm actually in favor of this Tennessee-Georgia lineup because that would be actually kind of sick. The next one would be 11 versus 6, and here they have Indiana playing Penn State.
Because again, Penn State's in the same conference as Ohio State and Oregon. So then Penn State would be the third in that conference. So then they have Penn State and then fucking Indiana.
I guess. I mean, I think it's better than what the alternative is, which would be Boise State and Miami. So I personally...
Jesus fucking Christ.
would rather do that. However, they have Miami at 3, and I'm pretty sure it's because they're the top in the ACC.
Yep.
But that could be interesting having either Indiana or Penn State play Miami, because I could see that being an upset.
That could be interesting. I think that would be the game that Miami finally loses.
Yep. And then the next one they have is 10 playing 7, which is SMU and Notre Dame. Okay, I guess. I don't think I would see that one either.
No.
But go off. If we went based on this list, it would be Indiana and Georgia, and I
Bring
would
that
actually,
ass here. Bring that
I
ass here.
would be sad for that. I
Bring
actually would
that
be sad
ass
for that,
to
especially
here.
because the winner would play Texas. I feel like that would be.
We're already going to have to play either Texas or Texas A&M in the SEC championship. Could you imagine? Let's think of this scenario. God for fucking bit. Okay, let's map this fucking spider web out. Okay, let's say this plays out. We go to the SEC championship. We win. Okay, cool. Or whatever happens. Okay, somehow it matches where we host somebody and then we win that game and we got to play Texas again.
I'd be tired.
I would be so tired. So tired. Yeah, bring that Indiana ass here. Let me show you a real football environment, sweetie. We'll do a blackout at 7:30.
Ooh. That would be insane.
Let me show you a real football environment, baby.
But
Anyway.
yeah, so that would. Ooh, I dropped my mouse. Sorry.
Oh no.
That would be the rankings for this week. I very am confused of this list. Very confused about life in general, and I guess the excitement I have is that I'll be sitting on my couch watching football on Saturday because it's gonna be a bunch of good ass games.
Yeah. Yeah. Saturday I'll actually not be working after I work Friday, so I'll also be able to enjoy these games, and I will be sat and seated and seeing what the fuck's about to happen.
Yep.
Because after this past weekend, I can't ask for any more chaos because we got enough.
Yep.
That being said, I hope you enjoyed
this episode.
Yeah, man. God. Jesus Christ.
We are in for a treat.
I hope so. But as always, it's go dogs and go deeks.
Go deeks and go dogs.
And
We'll see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye.